Salarah Starre is a UK-based advanced law of attraction teacher trainer, coach, public speaker, and leading wellness expert. She will share life-changing wisdom about the law of attraction and how you can use this powerful universal law to build a foundation for bigger and bolder manifesting results. It is time to create the life you deserve, and with Salarah's help, you will.
How to master the art of manifestation so that it is practical and applicable to your everyday experiences. I am Salarah Starre, your law of attraction coach and mentor, and I absolutely love helping you master your manifestations and your life. I really enjoy being here with you guys, and I have to say I have thoroughly loved hearing the feedback from you, how these episodes are helping you. So thank you very much for your feedback. Sometimes it feels like I'm just talking into a microphone. I have no idea who's listening or where you are in the world. So please feel free to get in touch and let me know a little bit about your journey, about how you found me. But the idea behind the way that I teach the law of attraction is get us to the point where there's no more chasing. There's no more trying to force our manifestations to happen. And we can step into a space where we can own our power and everything comes to us easily and effortlessly. And how lovely is that? I remember when I used to do my manifestation practices and I was so serious and I used to try and push it and force it and make it happen and do my affirmations robotically and have this rigid routine. And it was great because I learned an awful lot, but I've actually learned since that actually manifestation is also about fun, it's about flow, and it's about allowing the universe to bring us everything that we want and desire in the perfect time and space sequence and having a whole load of fun along the way. But I was pondering on this question this morning and I was thinking, like, have you ever wondered, like, why some days everything just feels like a breeze? Opportunities come your way, you have wonderful connections with those you love, everything seems to flow, right? And then you have other days where you go to bed at night and you're just scratching your head. You're thinking, what on earth was all of that about? Now, a major part in our experiences is the part that we play in the creation of everything that is unfolding in our life. Some people call that the law of attraction. There are many, many spiritual laws. So I invite you, if you haven't had a chance to listen to some of my other episodes, I go into the rich tapestry of what I believe makes up our life experiences. But of course, the show's focused today on the law of attraction at play and how this invisible force shapes your experiences based on the energy that you are emitting. Now, for those of you who have joined me on the affirmation challenge, you will know that the affirmation challenge is designed to raise your vibrations, to help get your mind on your side so that your manifestations come to you easily and effortlessly. And I have to say, I've had great feedback, but also my own experience of doing the challenge is phenomenal. It's like, oh my word, amazing opportunities have come my way. I have been abundant in more ways than I can list, and it feels like it has taken me from a place of where I needed a bit of a boost based on what had gone on in our family situation, and now I feel like I'm high vibing again. So if you haven't had a chance to join in on the affirmation challenge, it's show 67. And have a little go at that if you're feeling a little bit depleted energetically and a little bit negative mentally. That is definitely going to remind you of how powerful you are. Anyway, back to the show at hand. So just a little bit about manifestation, because it doesn't matter if we're beginners, intermediate level, or masters in the making, we all need reminding that the energy we emit the energy we emit shapes our experiences. Absolutely. So based on this, manifestation is a little bit like a GPS. It's a bit like a sat nav that you have in your car for your life's journey. And you get to choose what destination that you are putting into that postcode, into that sat nav. So it's about aligning your thoughts, your feelings, your actions so that you can attract what you want. But also it's not about ignoring the elephant in the room, because there may be some deeper healing, some deeper trauma, which has shaped some of your beliefs about yourself and the world around you that may need clearing in order for you to get to your destination in the easiest way possible. So sometimes we do need to take a pit stop, and we do need to kind of check our emotional oil, if you like, change our tires. So it's not all about rainbows and butterflies. It's a fine and very, very beautiful dance when it comes to clearing our energy, raising our vibrations, and aligning with our life streams. So with the law of attraction, the idea behind the law of attraction, for those of you who are new, and this is great revision for those of you who aren't, that the energy that you put out into the world comes back to you. Simply put, your positive thoughts are going to attract more positive outcomes. And remember, this isn't about being happy, clappy, Pollyanna and burying your head in the sand if there's some really big stuff that you need to work through and sort out. Sometimes it takes more than positive thoughts, but this is just, in the main, we have the ability to be and think more positively about situations. Instead of saying, why is this happening to me, which is more lower vibrational and victim mentality, why is this happening for me? What is my growth within this? How can I become wiser, stronger, more compassionate, more loving, kinder? And usually the experiences we go through in life are designed to unlock extraordinary and very, very beautiful gifts within us. And they're designed to help heal and open our heart. And when our heart is open, we are powerful manifestors. Simple. Very powerful, because manifestation is actually more powerful when it comes from the heart, because it's more expansive, it's more open, it's more aligned with higher vibrational energies and frequencies. That's why many of us, and I speak mainly for myself here, goes on regular journeys of healing, past distortions, past pain, and learning how to show up in the world differently so that I can get different results. Because remember, if you always do what you've always done, you're going to always get what you've always got. Right? It doesn't matter how long you've been doing this. We all need to be reminded of that. So, of course, when we go into low vibrational thoughts, it can bring about less than ideal situations. It can just make it so much harder for us to navigate some of these challenges. And like I said, it's not about wishful thinking. It's more about consciously directing your focus and your intentions on what you would prefer to experience, rather than creating scenarios in your mind, fear-based scenarios in your mind, and then getting yourself all emotionally riled up because these thoughts and images you are creating are scary or causing you anxiety. And then you start to take action based on those made-up thoughts. We can intercept that and remember who we are, and then know, I am choosing to focus on an alternative outcome and put my intention into creating something different for myself. So it is about learning to self-regulate. It's very, very important to learn how to do that. One of my shows spoke about intercepting some of these fearful thoughts and feelings and learning to self-regulate so that you can use your inherent power and choose differently. Because remember, you have the ability to make different choices in every given moment. If you feel called to share the show with one of your friends who may need to hear this right now, please do so. It is so lovely to share this positive and uplifting wisdom far and wide. Follow me on Instagram as well. I absolutely love hearing from you. I've got a few messages from people all over the world, and it's really quite exciting. I'm like, oh my word, I didn't even know my show was reaching the far ends of the earth in that way. I absolutely love having you as listeners, and I'm really grateful for your presence, because it helps me to put some energy and attention into what I would like to share with you each week. And between all of us, we can definitely make this world a higher vibrational place. So I just want to say thank you for showing up for you, because by you showing up for you, you're helping to raise the vibration of the collective. Okay, back to the matter at hand. So if you imagine your destination is like putting a postcode into a satellite navigation system. I don't know if you have postcodes or zip codes or whatever they're called. It helps to give you a clear destination on your life map. And then what happens, the law of attraction is the vehicle, and it's going to help you to reach that. So people and circumstances and wisdom is going to, all of a sudden, serendipity, synchronicity, things are going to start to shift, and these things are going to come along onto your pathway to help you to make that vision manifest. Remember, the universe can't do it for you. Annoyingly, I know, we do need to become these co-creators of our reality. And this is why it's important for us to take responsibility, to kind of clear the fog from our internal lenses that has been distorted by the past, in order for us to get a nice clear windscreen, so that when we are in the car driving to our ideal destination, we can actually see where we're going. And of course, looking after ourselves at the same time. We don't want to get there in a clunky vehicle that's kind of like hobbling along with a flat tire. That's why we want to also make sure that we look after ourselves in more ways than one. Okay, so today I'm really super excited. I've had some wonderful questions from you guys, and please keep them coming, because periodically when I build up 2 or 3 questions, I'm going to then create a show out of them. And sometimes other people's questions give us answers to things we didn't even know we wanted answers to. So it can be super, super helpful. And we can basically step up into the person that we are choosing and have chosen to become. Okay, so I've had a lovely question from a very, very beautiful soul, and she words her question so beautifully. She says, I have a question about the law of attraction. Having been successful in focused manifesting, and thus understanding the importance of being specific about what you want, I am now in a position of blessed abundance. I just want to say congratulations. That is absolutely phenomenal. However, my brain hasn't learned to live in abundance. So basically, I have, and I don't know how to live like I don't have. So I now have abundance, and I don't know how not to live like I don't have. She says, does that make sense? She says, I also worry, and then open bracket, yuck, sorry for that dirty word, that I can never think of every eventuality. So she mentions that there's guilt attached when it feels like someone else has paid the price for what I have, even though I've always included the idea for the highest good of all or not at all in my manifestations. So I struggle to accept that others' soul contracts come into play too. So she says, sorry, it does feel like it's 2 questions. So I just want to say thank you for that question. It's fantastic. The second part of the question, I would need to know more information about, the guilt that's attached, the circumstances that kind of aligned themselves to bring yourself into this place of abundance. But you have hit the nail on the head there with regards to the idea of other soul contracts. And I'm also a great believer that what is ours by divine right will always come to us. So I don't believe we can actually take from another, because somehow, somewhere, the universal scales will always balance themselves, sometimes in our favor, sometimes in someone else's favor. And as long as we do what you've done for the highest good of all or not at all, we trust that what is ours by divine right will always come to us. So I want to say massive congratulations, first of all, that you have attracted such amazing abundance into your life. This is absolutely beautiful. And sometimes we work very hard for this, right? We spend a lot of time doing our affirmations and our visualizations, and then when it comes, our whole energy system, our nervous system is not calibrated to the frequency that we now find ourselves in. So we're in this place of beautiful abundance, but our mind, our nervous system, and all the hormones attached to the nervous system are all calibrated to our old reality. So it can feel like there's a little bit of a mismatch kind of going on here. So it's great that you've recognized that. And it's great that you're looking for ways that you can start to recalibrate yourself so that your energy is in alignment with your current reality. And that may be part of your soul contract in this lifetime, is to learn how to do that. For those of you who are listening who are unfamiliar with soul contracts, I did do a show on soul contracts. So if you just scan back down, you can familiarize yourself with the concept. But as I was pondering on this amazing question, there were so many different things that came into my mind to share with you. And I did kind of ponder on which one to share, and I did settle on one in the end. Now, the reason why I've settled on this particular one is because I'm a great believer that when we grow up in an environment of lack, and we have many, many experiences that then reaffirm and cement that lack, that, as I mentioned before, our whole energy system is calibrated to that. So the neurological pathways in our mind are all kind of the grooves in our brain, if you like, support the reality in which we were programmed into. Our nervous system then calibrates to that, or chicken and egg situation, which comes first, I don't know, but collectively, and then emotionally. And then, of course, this then in turn creates a lens in which we view the world through.
Ready to unleash the power of the Law of Attraction? Join our Law of Attraction Advanced Certificate course to become a certified instructor. This comprehensive program empowers individuals, coaches, and therapists to guide others in manifesting their dreams and embracing abundance and joy. Unlock new career opportunities with this fully insurable training. Gain the expertise to empower others in daily manifestation and make a positive impact in their lives and yours. Enroll now and let the Law of Attraction transform lives. Visit the link in the show notes to embark on this transformative journey.
So we've got this part of us that is ready to move on and lap up the abundance and feels really grateful, but we've got these other parts of us that, oh my God, well, I feel bad because what if I've taken something from somebody, or I'm scared that I'm going to lose something. So what I need to do is think about every single eventuality to make sure that that doesn't happen. And then we've got another part and another part and another part. And essentially we've got all these parts inside of us, which are all feeling all these different feelings, and it's creating some internal chaos, if you like. So I settled on internal family systems, a model with Richard Schwartz. He developed the internal family systems, the IFS model, some of you might know it as, which basically says that our inner world is comprised of various parts that hold different emotions, different beliefs and experiences, just like I explained. So in the context of your question about transitioning from a mindset of lack, let's say, to one of abundance, we can then start to discuss and talk about the concept of these various parts becoming stuck in time. It's a bit like in a child work, if you like, that we have certain parts of along our timeline that become stuck in time. And some of these events were so traumatic that it completely cemented the way, a completely different view of the world, which is out of alignment with what we later on want to experience. So as the concept of IFS is these parts, open quotes, become stuck in time. So what they do is they hold on to these past experiences and they contribute to these persistent beliefs and feelings of lack, which then lead you into certain behaviors. Like I said, the one looking for all different eventualities, the other part of you that's feeling guilty, and all these different parts. So in explaining this, Richard Schwartz, he shares that our inner parts, as I said before, they can become stuck in these old experiences. They hold on to the old emotions and beliefs that no longer serve us in this moment in time, and create feelings of misalignment and internal dis-ease, and kind of like a disassociation with what we're feeling and the current reality that we're in. So this is what contributes then to that persistent feeling of scarcity mindset. And of course, it does hinder our ability to fully embrace abundance, which is what you are wanting to do. I'm wanting to fully embrace this. So Richard's approach to this emphasizes that these parts, they're not bad. They are rather attempting to protect us based on these past experiences, thinking that we are still living in them. Now, I have done some parts work. In one of my 5D manifesting courses, we've spoken about this heavily as well, which is where this question comes from, a beautiful soul in the group. And when I did some work on these parts, it was a massive game changer for me on a couple of specific areas. And actually, it's an amazing tool to have in your toolkit. So you do have practitioners that specialize in the IFS model. I use it on myself, and I show my clients how to use it in sessions as well. It's very beautiful. There's also an amazing audiobook that you can listen to as well that can help you understand it deeper. But essentially what we want to get to is to a point where we update these parts and we help to facilitate the transition to a mindset of abundance. And we can do that by using simple techniques and strategies that IFS model offers. So for example, Richard might explain that by engaging in a process which he calls unblending, which I absolutely love that process, where we create a space for these parts to be able to express themselves without judgment, of course, and we can begin then to understand their protective intentions. They're not trying to torment us or keep us stuck back in time. They're scared. They're stuck back in time themselves. They're scared. They don't realize that we're all grown up and that our life experiences have completely shifted and changed. They think we are still there. So we kind of need to update them and have a conversation with them, to go through compassionate curiosity and learning to actively listen to these parts as if they were completely separate entities, completely separate beings. And by doing so, we can facilitate their healing and help them then to release the grip on these past experiences. More importantly, step into their positive personality traits to help us to experience and integrate into, for the example of this beautiful listener, is to enjoy the experience of abundance. And when we unblend and we're able to connect to the positive attributes of these parts, everything starts to change. We become an amazing self-leader to these different parts. Think of it like an organization that lives inside of us. It sounds a bit crazy, but lots of amazing psychotherapists and psychiatrists use this technique because it is so powerful. So we become this amazing leader, and all of these parts are now up to date, and they're completely aligned with our mission. They're stepping into their power, which helps us step more into our power, and we don't feel like we have so much standing in our way when we want to reach our goals. So we have an internal community, if you like, that is full of trust and working in collaboration. So ourself and all of these parts work in collaboration because they've had their beliefs updated, they release these old past experiences, and they allow for more harmonious and aligned experiences of abundance. So that's what I would absolutely recommend for you to explore. But now you've got to see if this feels right for you. Okay, it sounds amazing, doesn't it? But you can say to the universe, if this is right for me, give me a sign. We can go back to the show where I spoke all about signs, so I won't go into that now. But feel into this, use your intuition to see if this is a road that feels right for you. Okay, but what I love about it, it's really down to earth. It's super, super accessible. And when we learn how to do these for ourselves, it can be a really positive experience because it's such a powerful framework for understanding internal dynamics and offering really practical, down to earth strategies for aligning our mindset. So, and this isn't just about the question that this beautiful listeners ask. This can work for all of us in all different aspects of our life. And of course, you can also then, once you've got your internal parts all working with you and for you, you can then, when you say your affirmations, they're going to be much more powerful. And because your energy will be realigned and behind the words you're saying, and you're going to be completely calibrated to the energetics of what it is you are wanting to step into and experience, your affirmations, like I said, will become way more powerful. So in that case, we can say affirmations such as, I am worthy of abundance and prosperity in all areas of my life. I release all limiting beliefs about money, and I embrace a mindset of wealth and abundance. Every day in every way, I am becoming more and more comfortable with abundance. I attract wonderful opportunities and resources that lead to my continued prosperity. My mind is a magnet for financial abundance and success. I deserve to live a life filled with abundance, joy, and fulfillment. I am aligned with the energy of abundance and use freely into my life. Notice how you feel as you're saying all of this. And when all of these parts are integrated, these statements turn from basic brain training into vibration raising and aligning energetic statements. So that's why it's important to do some of the inner work. So thank you so much for such a beautiful and powerful question. I'll be really interested to hear your feedback on that. So if you want to give me a little message and let me know how what I shared aligns, but that was the best one that I felt would work for you. Okay, so we're going to move on to one more question. I do have another one, but of course, we're going to probably need to come back to that in another show because it is very, very rich. There's so much amazing information in that particular one. So for now, I'm going to just go to another question, which is beautiful. And many of us will have asked this question and want to know the answer to this one. So thank you again to this beautiful listener for sending this one in. Can you manifest and visualize more than one thing at the same time? Or is it best to manifest one thing and then move on to the next? This is such an amazing question. So for me, I like to work on 2 or 3 things at the same time. If I work on more than that, I feel like I can't really give it my energy. I feel like it becomes diluted. If blocks do come up, I don't necessarily recognize them, so I can't do some of the deeper shadow work. So I like to work on 1 or 2 things at a time. So say, for example, it's a house that you want to manifest. I will imagine that I'm already living in that house. I will imagine that I'm already sleeping in that house, bathing in that house. So all my activities that I do in my ordinary everyday reality, I imagine that I am doing that in a completely different environment. So with that, then you can then bring in, if it's a relationship that you want to manifest, that person, your person, the man or the woman of your dreams, that they then come home through the door and say, hi, honey, I'm home, and put the kettle on. So in the house that you're manifesting, you've got that beautiful partner that you sit on the sofa and you can feel the warmth of their hands. So you can do the relationship at the same time as that too. And then with that, if it's like these wonderful holidays that you want to experience, you can imagine then that you and that person or yourself with your friends, whatever it is you're manifesting, then go on holiday. So I would say you are working with 2 or 3 things at a time. What that will do is it will stop the dilution of manifesting. It will help you to really get into the feelings of what it is that you are creating. And it will also then help you to become more self-aware of any old stuff, I say in quotes, that comes up for you to clear along the way, because remember, that's a really important part of manifesting as well. So yes, the answer is yes, you can manifest, you can visualize and manifest more than one thing at a time. And then, but if of course, if there's only one thing you want to manifest, then that's great. But usually I find with one manifestation, there are also multiple counterparts that come into play to help that manifestation manifest. Anyway, I've had another amazing question from the same listener, which I'm going to dive into in the next show. And this is basically talking about manifesting from the ego versus manifesting from the soul. So this is fear-based egoic manifesting, and I think many of us will probably benefit greatly from that question. I will bring that into the next show. Anyway, for now, it has been absolutely beautiful to be with you. Thank you for your heartfelt presence and your time. Please, if you haven't had a chance to yet, if you wouldn't mind giving my show a rating and liking and sharing. The more this happens, the more this wisdom can share and spread around the world. In the meantime, from my heart to yours, I'm wishing you a day filled of love and filled with abundance. And may the universe bless you in more ways than you even know possible right here, right now. Anyway, for now, sending you lots of love. Take care, and I'll be back with you same time next week.
Thanks for listening. Salarah Starre will be back next week with great insights into the law of attraction. In the meantime, please visit salarahstarre.com.